author, somebody comes to you and says, Megan, I heard you on the Middle Grade Ninja podcast. You sound amazing. I know you're going to make at least $200,000 for my book. How should they approach you, and what's your criteria for choosing who you're going to work with? And also, how many authors are you working with typically?
Sure, yeah. So usually authors will either email me directly. I'm Megan@meganbeatie.com, or they'll see through my website. There's a form you can fill out. So a lot of times people will contact me that way, or they'll just call me. And it's nice to have the email first, because then I kind of have a sense of what the book's about, and even if I can, have the availability to take it on. But what I do is I look at it, and if it's a book coming out 2 months from now, I usually have to say, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, and I always try to recommend someone else to contact. But if it's something I think I could potentially work on, then what I do is I make sure I know publisher, publication date, what the book's about. I look at their website, I look at their social media presence, kind of get an overall sense of them. And then I'll set up a phone call. And it's really, they're interviewing me, I'm interviewing them. To kind of talk about, a lot like how we're talking today, like who I am and what I do. So they can get a sense of me. And then I also want to hear what their expectations are. If they sound like a nice person. And that's my number one for my clients. They have to be nice. I've worked with too many pills in my more than 20-year career so you have to be nice, first and foremost. And then second, you have to have a good book. So not all publicists do this, but I always read the book first before I say, yes, I definitely want to work on this. Because I have to see that it's good, and I have to see that I like it. Because I've had to work on some books that I didn't like, and it's just not fun.
And isn't there a potential danger if you start sending around too many garbage books that people start ignoring your emails and phone calls?
Absolutely, no, that's a great point. Yeah, so my reputation is always a little bit tenuous in that I'm as good as my last project. So yes, no, you're absolutely right. I do think about that too. So yeah, so I read the book, make sure I love it, and then I write a proposal. Here are all the things I can do for your book, and then it's up to the author. They will often talk to other authors I've worked with, which I think is a great idea, and really a good idea for authors to do their homework about publicists.
What's the best way to judge a publicist, assuming somebody already got rejected by you, they're heartbroken, but they're limping on and trying to find another publicist to work with? What is a good way to evaluate a publicist? Make sure you're getting somebody that's on the ball.
Yeah, I think it's talking to them, having that phone conversation. You must talk to them by phone. I think doing a FaceTime, Google, literally face to face, where you're seeing the person, I think is a great way. I'm always thrilled if it's a local person, so I can meet them in person. And then I think it's looking at what other books they've worked on. Like if you're a YA author, you shouldn't be with somebody who's mostly doing nonfiction, because especially with YA, it's a very close community, and you need someone who really gets it and not only has the contacts, but knows kind of how to communicate. You can't pitch a YA media contact the way you would pitch someone at The Atlantic. It's just a different style. So I think it's just making sure that the publicist has an expertise in whatever your book is, in whatever genre. So.
And an assumption I'd have, I'll throw it out there and you can challenge it and tell me I'm wrong. I love it when that happens because then I learned something. But one of the rudest people I have ever met in my life was a New York literary agent. And part of that could be just my Hoosier manner, that I'm just not accustomed to dealing with New Yorkers. But just the rudest woman ever. I still think about it sometimes, and I still bristle a little bit. How rude. But by God, she gets it done. I'm forever seeing her doing just amazing things for her authors. I'm okay. If this is somebody you're approaching for a service, I understand why you as a publicist would want to work with an author that's a jerk. You don't want to have those Devil Wears Prada flashbacks. But if I'm an author and I don't have to deal with you other than professionally, how important is it that I find a publicist that's also a nice person?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on your style. Like, some people don't need warm and fuzzy, and they just want a bulldog who's going to get it done. So if that's your style, then great. Yeah, for me, because I've worked with so many with all kinds of people, and I care deeply, and I keep thinking I'm going to get have a thick shell, but I still take everything so personally. So it's for me personally, I just need to work with nice people who, who have faith in me. And so